I'm already a millionaire in my mind. I don't see it yet, but I believe it now. In the same way a seed is called by its finished form, I'm accepting my divine inheritance as a child of God. I'm meant to have life and have it more abundantly. My treasure on earth shall correspond directly to the treasure in the heaven of my mind. Abundance is my birthright. Ashe, amen, and so it is. My name is Julian Gordon, and I'm author of Rich and Righteous: Spiritual Secrets to Mastering Money, Manifestation, and Your Mind. After becoming a multimillionaire through real estate investing, I was moved by God at the beginning of the pandemic to share my money mindset that allowed me to quit my job in January of 2009 at the bottom of the last recession and achieve full financial freedom. I own my mental real estate before I own any physical real estate. This book is like some of your favorites: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, As a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich, and the Bible all in one. But the divine downloads and thoughts that are in here are 100% original and came for a 6-month period at the beginning of the pandemic. This book is normally $100 on Amazon if you went there right now, but I want to give you access to it for free by inviting you to our next reading group. Yes, the reading group is 100% free. Every weekday for 100 days straight, I'll be reading and discussing the 10 money commandments in the book that make money come to you in your life easily, more frequently, and abundantly. And it will take about 30 to 45 minutes as we read 3 to 5 pages per day until we finish the book and reprogram your mind around money. Why 100 days? Well, if you are 30 years old, you've lived for 10,950 days. And we have to deprogram and reprogram the negative, scarcity-based money mindset society has taught you. And I believe I can do that in just 1% of the time in about 100 days. I'm done with shelf help. You know, when you buy a book to change your life, but you never read it, it just sits on your bookshelf and collects a whole bunch of dust. We off that. When is the last time you had an author actually read their book to you out loud because they cared about you getting the information in your soul? I'm not just here to get this book in your hands. More importantly, I want to get it in your head and your heart, because that's where the real transformation occurs, in the conscious and the subconscious mind. As scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is not the type of book that you just read once. To renew the subconscious mind requires repetition over and over and over. So if you joined us last time, I encourage you to join us again. I myself have read this book over 10 times already. So click the link to join our next reading group, and when you sign up, I'm gonna give you the first 2 chapters of the book for absolutely free on what is money and abundance is your birthright, so that you can start your journey to a more abundant life today.
What's good, everybody? And just like that, we're back for another reading of the Rich and Righteous. Day 8. Day 8. We're here, baby. If you're new here, please make sure you go back and check out the previous readings so you can get caught up. But right now we're on day 8. So many gems in the reading on day 7. Please go back and check that out. I had to read it twice, man. So many gems in day 7. Another one I pulled up on was the goal of the game is to turn your initial cash that you earn into assets that will eventually work for you. It's a delicate balance between enjoying life now and enjoying life in the future. To each his own. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and move right along to day 8. Remember, we're still in money commandment number 1. I previously stated there are 10 money commandments. Money commandments are commandments that help money come to you. This book helps us change our mindset around money so we can attract money and not repel money. When you attract money, it comes to you easily. You don't have to chase it. It just falls in your lap, whether it's situations that produce more income for you, give you money earning opportunities, or just free will money. Sometimes it's not even about cash. It could be about time freedom, but it attracts to you versus you having to chase it. So like I say, right now, we're still on money commandment number 1. This is going to be the last piece of money commandment number 1, is how the wealthy measure money. Day 8. We're going to go ahead and get started. Time freedom is true freedom.
Time freedom is true freedom. Lord, remind me of how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. You have made my life no longer than the width of my hand. My entire life is just a moment to you. At best, each of us is but a breath. Psalms 39, 4 through 5. You can know how much money is in your bank account, but nobody knows how much time is in their time account. Time is the most valuable thing we have. Yet most employees sell their time for wholesale Costco-like prices to employers who buy their time in volume. The truth is that you are worth more than they are paying you. Don't sell yourself short. You are likely leaving a lot of money on the table for the false sense of security from a salary. If you knew how to sell yourself, you could command a lot more. Even if you're paid well, you aren't getting over on them. They're likely getting over on you to pay you so well. Having a job is okay as long as it's in alignment with who you are, you're being paid what you're worth, and you feel like it is a win-win situation. One of the most powerful ways to achieve time freedom is to buy time. If time is priceless, how do you do that? If you've ever been paid hourly or a salary, someone bought your time, didn't they? You may not have a company like the one that employs you, but you can still hire people to do things for you that are not worth your time. Some people try to DIY everything, from mowing their lawn, to fixing their toilet, to changing their oil, and cleaning their house, when in some cases, it would be best to pay someone else. You think you are saving money, but it is actually costing you time, money, and mistakes. Someone who specializes in these things and has been doing it for 20 years can do whatever you're trying to do in 60 minutes. In contrast, it is going to take you 60 minutes to watch a YouTube video to try to learn, 60 minutes to go to the store and buy the things the service provider already has, 60 minutes on your first attempt, 60 minutes of frustration, and 60 minutes on your second attempt. Even then, the project likely won't come out the way you envision. All this time, you could have been enjoying your life doing something you love with people you love. Outsourcing, automating, and delegating are essential when it comes to building more wealth. Initially, it may feel like it costs you money, but when you know your true value and the value of your time, you will see how it is leading you to your true wealth. For example, if you have the capability of earning $100 per hour, you should not be gardening or cleaning your house if you can pay someone else $30 per hour to do those tasks. If it would take you 2 hours to do both of those tasks, you may have saved $60 from not paying the gardener and housekeeper $30 each, but it actually cost you $200 and 2 hours of time. Instead, your gardener and housekeeper could have been there at the same time while you only put in 1 hour of work that yielded $100. After paying them $30 each, you were left with $40 and 1 hour of your time back. The only reason you should be doing tasks that are below your pay grade is if they are your hobby or bring you peace. There are people who love to do the things that you hate.
All right, I want to stop here real quick because this section resonates with me on so many different levels. But just an example, I do cut my own grass. I cut it pretty quick, but there are some things that I will not do that could save me money, but that would take me more time. Hence, my fence had broke one time, and the wind blew it over, and I needed to replace a couple of poles, buy a section, all those things that you need to do when repairing a fence. And I just knew I could do it, but it was going to take me a ton of time versus me just paying someone who has the experience, who needed the work, and who could do it a lot faster than I could. So this section right here kind of resonates with me on that level of I could make more money doing something else. I'll go ahead and spend the money to get this repaired because the money I'm spending here, if I was to do it myself, I would lose time on other projects that I could make even more money. So I can make money on other projects to pay for this and still have a return left versus me trying to do the fence myself. Save a little money on expenses, but in hindsight, I didn't make any money either because my time was consumed with repairing the fence. So this section resonates with me on that level. You may have some situations for yourself in this aspect. You know, should you save a few dollars to do the repair yourself? Should you go ahead and spend the money and let somebody else do it who's more experienced, more faster than you, and also can provide more quality work than you to get the same job done while you in turn use your time to do something else to make money that will cover that cost and still leave you with some additional income left over? That's what this little piece of the section is all about. Let's continue with the reading.
It may be hard for you to fathom, but it is true. We don't look down on people who like to do tasks that seem beneath us. Instead, we are grateful for their gift. In any economy, some gifts don't command the price tag of others. But since we don't operate from a place of comparison, that doesn't matter. What matters most is that we've created a personal economy and community of people who enjoy their jobs and do them well. The meaning one gets from doing what they love often fills any apparent gaps in money because living your purpose is more important than solely seeking profit. One of the biggest myths about money is that time is money. Time is like money, but time is a lot more valuable than money. Steve Jobs had a lot of money, but ran out of time. How much do you think he would have paid to live another 10 years? Time is like money in that you can spend it, lose it, waste it, invest it, plan to use it, and run out of it. Both are man-made concepts, and it never feels like you have enough. But time is not like money in that you can't get time back. You can't save time, and you can't make more of it. You can do something for money, but you can't do something for time. Time is priceless. Therefore, anytime I can buy more time through outsourcing, automating, delegating, and systems, I will without thought. Everything doesn't cost money. Everything costs time. Imagine a CEO who makes $100 per hour and a janitor who makes $10 per hour, and a new iPhone priced at $1,000 comes out, and they both want it. How much does the iPhone cost the CEO, and how much does it cost the janitor? Based on how we currently think about money, most people would initially think that the phone cost them both $1,000. That is only half true. $1,000 is the financial cost of the phone, but it doesn't account for the true cost. Since the CEO makes $100 per hour, it costs them 10 hours to buy the phone, which could be the equivalent of one long workday. However, since the janitor only makes $10 per hour, it costs them 100 hours to buy the phone, which is equivalent to 2.5 40-hour work weeks, which is more than half a month. When you remember that money is simply stored energy, and you evaluate every purchase based on the energy you gave instead of the financial price you paid, it will change the way you use your money. Never trade something that is limited for something that is infinite. Time is a limited resource, and money is an unlimited resource. There are only 3 limits to your wealth: your body, your time, and your mind. Your body is limited by physical laws, and how much time we have left is unknown. That's why you must monetize your mind. Your mind is unlimited according to spiritual laws and your belief. Your mind can and will make you more money than your body ever could. Yet most people trade their valuable, limited time for worthless money all the time. The real bag is not just having a lot of money. The real bag is having a lot of time freedom to do whatever you want with your life. Choose an asset to master and focus on to break free from the time for money trade and seek to make money with your mind, not with your time.
Did y'all catch that gem right there in that reading? Your body is limited to physical laws, and how much time we have left is unknown. That's why you must monetize your mind and not your body. You must monetize your mind and not your body.
You were taught to chase retirement and not freedom. When you chase retirement, you build up a pile of money over 40 years and then deplete it for 20. The retirement game suggests that if I give enough time and stack enough money, one day around the age of 65, I will be able to buy my time. You don't have to trade 40 plus years of your most precious energy and time to enjoy perhaps 20 years on the back end when you are tired, old, and worn out. This is a terrible trade. It is amazing to see people in their second acts. They traded time for money in their first act, but then they took that money and momentum and parlayed it into scalable businesses that were not based on their body and time. Magic Johnson is a great example. He made around $25 million during his 15-year NBA career ending in 2000, and has grown that through businesses such as Starbucks, Fat Burgers, Magic Johnson Theaters, and ownership stakes in the Lakers and Dodgers, among others. This does not just apply to athletes, musicians, and other celebrities. The same can also be true for you. For instance, my original business after leaving the corporate plantation was speaking at colleges and companies. While I wasn't wholesaling 40 hours of my time every week, I was still trading time and value for money. I took the money from that business and invested it into multifamily real estate, digital products, and software that can make money while I sleep. In the age of the internet, you can learn how to do just about anything online, and DIY has become the default. But DIY will cause you to die if you are not mindful. As you mature in your wealth consciousness, you will begin to see that trying to do everything on your own to save money is actually costing you time. Instead of trying to save money on gardening, cooking, cleaning, and other things of that nature by doing them yourself, you will begin to find more joy in staying in your lane and letting others who specialize in those things use their gifts. Now money is circulating because of you. You are stimulating your personal economy while gaining time freedom and the ability to focus on giving your unique gift to the world. Remember that the goal is freedom and that everything costs time. Ask yourself, will this give me more freedom? How much time is this really costing me? Use these questions to decide if you're going to do it by yourself, delegate it, outsource it, automate it, or delete it. Outsource everything you can except your spirituality. Oprah Winfrey said, "My definition of freedom comes from the movie Beloved, where the character Cece that I played says, freedom is waking up in the morning and deciding for yourself what to do with your day." Imagine that. The purpose of financial freedom is to have more time freedom to live life on your own terms and time. For most people, freedom doesn't just mean doing nothing, but your relationship to work goes from having to work to choosing to work. You get to wake up and decide if you work, when you work, where you work, who you work with, why you work, how much you work, and what you work on. God's children can't help but create, so work will always be there. But working when you are free feels different than working because you have to. There is no greater feeling than walking in your God-given purpose daily, knowing that all your needs are and will be met. Open your rituals workbook and complete the "how much does it cost" exercise.
We're going to go ahead and keep moving to the next section. Who wants to be a millionaire?
Who wants to be a millionaire? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalms 23:1. Remember that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? If you ask anyone that question, they will likely say me. But from a spiritual perspective, you should never say "I want," because that keeps you in a state of wanting. Instead, we go back to how God operates and we say, "I am." We have to become it for it to come to be. When you are already it, you are ready to receive it all. Nike's slogan is "just do it," but God says just be it. Money comes easily to people who maintain certain states of being. Plan A is to be it until you see it. If you know you have access to the storehouse, why would you ever need to beg another man for anything? Instead, you affirm, "I am a millionaire," even before it has manifested. Saying "I am a millionaire" pushes your mind to access what it is like to be a millionaire in the present moment until the future becomes your current reality. Think less about the dollar figure and more about who you must transfigure into. Transfiguration means a complete change of form or appearance into a more beautiful or spiritual state. You can't become a millionaire with a W-2 mindset, and you can't have more income without changing your core identity. A giant redwood tree is inside the little redwood cone. The seed is inside the tree, and the tree is inside the seed. The thought is in the thing, and the thing is in the thought. The cause is in the effect, and the effect is in the cause. The Christ is in the mother father, and the mother father is in the Christ. The child is in the parent, and the parent is in the child. The $1 million idea or identity is in you, and you are in the $1 million idea or identity. The millionaire and everything you want is already inside you, and we must create the conditions of success in our mind for it to unfold and manifest as our experience. Affirm this: I am a millionaire. I am already a millionaire in my mind. I may not see it yet, but I believe it now. In the same way a seed is called by its finished form, I am accepting my divine inheritance as a child of God. I am meant to have life and have it more abundantly. My treasure on earth shall correspond directly to the treasure in the heaven of my mind. Abundance is my birthright. Ashe, amen, and so it is. Affirming "I am a millionaire" causes you to think about how a millionaire lives, moves, and has their being, instead of what a millionaire has or does, which is backwards. As you begin to accept the identity of a millionaire, then you can get more specific in your prayer. What gets measured is what gets done, and how you measure your money and success will determine the type of millionaire you become. In order to even know if you're a millionaire, you have to be able to calculate it. When it comes to math for millionaires, there are two approaches to knowing if you're a millionaire: the balance sheet approach and the income statement approach. You are the CEO of you, and as CEO, you have to become a better steward of the money that comes to you and through you. Every company, as well as every individual, has a balance sheet and an income statement. Balance sheet measures your net worth by subtracting your assets minus your liabilities. Assets are the things that you own, including the cash in your checking account and savings account, stocks and bonds, and real estate. Liabilities are the things you owe, including your debts, such as your student loans, credit card debt, and mortgage. Liabilities are when you lie about your ability to afford something you appear to own. In some cases, a baby born within the last 60 seconds with a net worth of zero has a higher net worth than many adults in debt who have been working for decades. Make that make sense. The income statement measures your income or cash flow by by subtracting your expenses from your revenues. One of the tricks in the American dream is calling your salary income. Your salary is not your income. It is only your revenues. For employees, your revenues will primarily be your paycheck, but in the future, it could be income from a business, rents from rental properties you own, and dividends from stock. In a business, income is revenues minus expenses. So your true income is really what is left over at the end of the month after you paid all of your living expenses. Two people could have the same salaries but different incomes. Your monthly expenses include your rent or mortgage, cell phone, internet, TV, subscriptions, food, student loans, car note, car insurance, gas, parking, car maintenance, health insurance, entertainment, credit card payments, personal shopping, and other daily needs. You want more money left over at the end of the month, but most people have more month left over at the end of the month. With enough time, vision, aligned action, and consistent belief, anyone can achieve wealth. If you invested $1,000 per month at 6% for 30 years, you would have $1,015,590. And 6% is a very conservative rate of return. How many times have you pursued a get-rich-quick scheme that didn't pan out? I find that those who rush the process never reach their goal. Their impatience, likely due to comparison, overcompensation for past mistakes, and false timelines, keep them going in circles. Albert Einstein said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." Lay out the plan and take your time as you buy back your time. If you're not committed for a decade from the start, then don't start. There are 7 types of millionaires based on varying degrees of net worth and cash flow that I want to walk you through now. 1. Earned a millionaire, primarily from a job. This means that you've earned $1 million throughout your lifetime. Anyone working a minimum wage job will likely become an earned a millionaire. If you make $25,000 per year for 40 years, that is $1 million. You have earned $1 million throughout your lifetime, but you likely don't have that much to show for it. There is a reason they call ordinary income earned income, as in URNED. Earned income is money that you have to work to death for. You will never be entirely free trading time for money. Instead of you busting your butt all of the time, you have to earn income by making your assets work for you. Earned income is the most taxed by the IRS. But worse than that, earned income is the most taxing on your soul. The rich and righteous don't work for money. We make money work for us. 2, home equity millionaire, primarily from your home. This means that you've achieved a net worth of $1 million primarily through your home's equity. Home equity is your home's market value minus the remaining mortgage balance. It is a result of organic appreciation, forced appreciation, and principal paydown. Researchers at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis looked at the 2016 survey of consumer finances, and they calculated the residential share of a household's total net worth. And the median U.S. household had 68% of its wealth stored in their primary residence. It is a blessing to have your house appreciate, but that equity is stuck in the walls of your home unless you use it through a home equity line of credit, home equity financing, or selling. Most Americans call themselves homeowners when they are really not. HGTV will fool you because you don't truly own the home until you've paid it off in full. On top of that, most Americans never actually own their homes because they tend to refinance their homes to buy lifestyle liabilities. And many elderly folks get caught up in reverse mortgages, which eat away at their equity, leaving them and their heirs nothing when they die. 3, paper equity millionaires, primarily from stocks. This means that you've achieved a net worth of $1 million primarily through investing in the stock market individually or through your 401k. This is great because while you may have worked for the money you put in, you didn't work to make it grow. The S&P 500, one of the major stock market indexes, has had an internal rate of return of 4.77% between January 1st of 2000 and December 31st of 2020, growing from $1,469.25 to $3,732.04. If you held the stocks for over 1 year, you won't be taxed with the heavy capital gains tax. However, that gain is not realized until you actually sell the stock. Until then, the wealth is unrealized and just on paper. 4, cash savings millionaire. This is the type of millionaire most people envision. This means that you have amassed $1 million in cash and can see 2 commas in your bank account. This is a significant milestone, but we know that cash is trash. So hopefully this is overflow after investments in other assets, or you are getting ready to invest it soon. $1 million cash in a savings account at 0.03% interest will only yield $300 per year. I know you can invest it in a way that will yield much more than that. 5, company or job revenue millionaire. This likely means that you created a business that has revenues of $1 million per year. It is rare to have a job that produces $1 million in salary or revenue, but some C-suite positions like this exist. Revenues are not income. You may have $1 million in revenues in a business, but your profit margins may only be 25%, meaning that your income on the $1 million was only $250,000. But the way companies are valued by a potential buyer is that the buyer pays a multiple of revenues or income. So if the typical multiple for a company like yours is 4x on income, your company is worth $1 million, even though the annual income is only $250,000. At that point, you are a paper equity millionaire if you own 100% of the business. 6, company or job profit millionaire. This is similar to a revenue millionaire, except it focuses on profits or income. A company that profits $1 million per year is typically more valuable than a company that only generates $1 million per year in revenue. I say typically because other factors like scalability, competition, and market trends can affect the valuation. 7, asset generating millionaire, primarily from assets. This means that your assets are worth over $1 million and generating at least $100,000 per year in passive income, whether you decide to work or not. For $1 million to produce $100,000, that is a 10% return on investment or ROI. You've amassed enough cash flowing assets that produce enough income to cover your cost of living. Cash flowing assets are the key to financial freedom. A single family home equity millionaire may have a lot of equity, but it is not cash flowing. A multifamily home can have equity and be producing cash flow. This is the difference between generational wealth and regenerational wealth. You can create whatever life you want to the extent that you believe it is possible. First, it requires that you decide to be a millionaire, or better yet, recognize that you are already a millionaire, and then get specific about what type of millionaire you want to be. The suffix of the word decide or side means to cut off. When you make a decision, you cut off anything and any thought that contradicts your identity. Once you decide, all it takes is the right thinking, belief, and some time to manifest. Don't let your 2 eyes blind you from the truth about who and whose you are. Your identity comes from within, not without. You must become a multimillionaire, first in your head and then in your hand. You are already a millionaire. You're just waiting for the money to catch up to your mind, or your mind to match the frequency of the money. Only then will it manifest as your experience on earth. Open your rituals workbook and complete the net worth calculator exercise.
All right. Day 8 is officially in the books. Great read today. Great read today. And this also concludes commandment number 1. Day 8. I want to leave you guys with that last little piece of the reading. There was so many gems in here. You definitely need to go back and check these out. But you must become a millionaire first in your head and then in your hand. You're already a millionaire. You're just waiting for the money to catch up with you. Become a millionaire in your head first, then in your hand. You're already a millionaire. You're just waiting for the money to catch up with you. Another takeaway from today's reading was the I am a millionaire affirmation. I want you guys to make this a goal for you this weekend to memorize this affirmation and start saying it daily when you wake up in the morning. The I am a millionaire affirmation. I have it blue up here on the screen just in case you haven't received the book yet, so you can remember this I am a millionaire affirmation. But it's on page 84 in the book. I am already a millionaire in my mind. I may not see it yet, but I believe it now. In the same way a seed is called by its finished form, I am accepting my divine inheritance as a child of God. I am meant to have life and have it more abundantly. My treasure on earth shall correspond directly to the treasure in the heaven of my mind. Abundance is my birthright. Ashe, amen, and so it is. Memorize that I am a millionaire affirmation and use it daily. Day 8 officially in the books. Looking forward to seeing y'all for day 9, where we will jump into our next money commandment. Money commandment number 2. It's all about how the rich and righteous think about money and wealth. Day 8 is officially in the books. Salute.